Hello, Gina Yong, breastfeeding consultant here. The next question. How much alcohol is safe during breastfeeding? It is safe to take alcohol while you are breastfeeding. Okay, very little of the alcohol actually gets into your milk, but it is dose specific, okay, and it's different from mummies to mummies. For some mummies, they take 3 glasses of wine and they feel perfectly fine. For some mummies, they take just half a sip and they feel drunk, okay. So the rule of thumb when it comes to alcohol is sober enough to drive, sober enough to feed. Means that after you have taken the alcohol, if you feel sober, if you feel that you can drive, then it's very likely you can continue to breastfeed your baby. You do not have to wait 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. No, you don't have to, and you don't have to pump and throw away your milk. So if you feel sober to drive, you can breastfeed. But if you're very worried, you're not sure after all the assurance that has been given, drink some water. Drink more water, get the flush out of your body, and then you can breastfeed. So how much is considered safe is very dependent on the mother. Some mothers can consume a lot of alcohol and they're perfect. Some mothers consume very little alcohol and they are already drunk, okay. So go by the feeling of sober enough to drive, sober enough to feed. All right. Now, having said that, I would like to stress this point as well, yeah? Drinking too much alcohol actually inhibits letdown. What does that mean? If you drink too much alcohol, even though you don't feel drunk, it might make milk coming out of your breast a lot more difficult. It inhibits letdown. You might have a little bit more challenge in health, feeling the milk flowing out. So it's a good idea, mommy, to go do everything in moderation. For some Chinese mummies, especially who are in confinement, who are taking that small little amount of dome seems that you may be required to take during your confinement, usually that's totally fine. That's totally fine, especially if you cook with it. Yeah, you cook the dome with your chicken and then the alcohol will have evaporated. Again, go by your own feeling, okay? Sober enough to drive, sober enough to feed. You do not have to stop breastfeeding. You do not have to pump and throw away your milk. The occasional wine, the occasional beer, whiskey, perfectly fine. Sober enough to drive, sober enough to feed. I hope that helps. See you at www.nurturingparents101.com, where I have 3 breastfeeding classes and 6 parenting classes, all to help make your breastfeeding journey a much enjoyable one. See you there.